Thank you for joining us today for our LD5 Dems Bottoms Up podcast. My name is Marilyn Rendon, and I'm the chair of the AZLD5 Democrats. Today, we're joined by Dr. Laura Metcalfe, who is running for Maricopa County School Superintendent. For this podcast, we will ask the same 10 questions to every candidate. They include 5 campaign and election type questions, as well as 5 get-to-know-you questions. The goal is to give you a high-level snapshot of the candidate and their goals. The posting of this podcast will include ways that you can reach out to the candidate or their campaign for more information. So let's get started. Dr. Laura Metcalfe is an educator who came from industry to make a significant difference in education. She is passionate about supporting learning and achievement for all kids, families, the public school system, and communities. Laura holds 27 years of responsible education experience, starting as a high school teacher to a district-level administrator. Laura earned a doctorate degree in educational leadership from Northern Arizona University, and she is certified in Arizona as a school superintendent. Laura currently serves on the East Valley Institute of Technology Governing Board, a position that she was elected to in 2022. And now, on to the questions. In 5 words, please explain why you're running for office.
5 words of why I'm running for office include integrity, innovation, inclusion, equity, and accountability.
In your opinion, what is the greatest challenge facing people in Maricopa County school area in 2024 and the coming years?
The greatest challenge facing people in Maricopa County right now with this office is fiscal integrity and supporting our school districts. This office right now has $5 to $6 million of missing taxpayer money that should have gone to teachers and students. And as you know, schools in Maricopa County and throughout the state are so underfunded. And to have that kind of money missing at the result of the current elected official is unacceptable. The Board of Supervisors called for a forensic audit back in May of last year, and that is actually currently wrapping up. So we will hopefully have some answers as to where that money went, because every dime counts when it comes to kids and teachers in schools. Also, this school office does not provide any support to any of the 58 school districts in the county. And so many school districts are in need of special education support, curriculum guidance, teacher professional development, and other supports that their budgets just don't allow for. And so those will be the greatest challenges facing this office and the people in Maricopa County in the next 4 years.
Question 3. If elected, what is the one thing you hope to achieve your first year in office?
I plan to ensure that there is fiscal integrity in this office to ensure that no missing money of taxpayer money is ever missing ever again. So this will include fiscal transparency and integrity to the taxpayers of Maricopa County. And that will be my first priority. Even though the fiscal audit is wrapping up shortly, that doesn't mean that the errors have been taken care of. And the fact that this office has not communicated well with the Board of Supervisors and the taxpayers of Maricopa County and the voters, that is a long fix. That will be the first priority once I'm elected.
Question 4. What is your approach to building unity and navigating divisive political situations?
So to build unity and navigating divisive political situations is by not putting schools into the political bullseye. Schools are funded by taxpayer money, and they are legislated by the Arizona legislature, but the work that they do is distracted by the political arguments that take place within those schools. We have culture wars, we have bathroom wars, we have funding wars, we have curriculum wars. And to be honest with you, all of those items and those topics can be played out in other areas and not in the classroom where it's affecting teachers and students. Because when we get down to it, at the end of the day, the teacher is teaching the students how to read, write, and do math and be a social member of society. And when we pull these other legislative issues that distract them, it harms our students and it harms our teachers and it gets in the way of learning. And we need to be able to pull that out and let teachers teach and students learn.
Question 5. What is the one thing you want people to know about your governing style?
The one thing that I'd like people to know about my governing style is that it is collaborative, professional, and inclusive. As a school district administrator, we work with a variety of community members, teachers, families, students, and organizations in our school area. And being able to take all of those opinions and those backgrounds and those needs and be able to matriculate them into the goals of the school for the benefit of teachers and students and families and the community, that has to be done on a collaborative, professional, and inclusive manner. I've used focus groups. I've had meetings. I used to have a program called Lemonade with Laura when I was a principal. And it was an open forum for people to come and ask me questions and be able to give answers to the best of my ability. And if not, I needed to find needs and be able to solve solutions. As your next Maricopa County Superintendent of Schools, instead of Lemonade with Laura, I'm thinking of Supper with the Soup. And we will be able to have the same type of forum and discussion on a collaborative, professional, and inclusive level.
Now, on to some get to know you questions. Question 6. What is your favorite thing about Arizona?
My favorite thing about Arizona is the diverse geography of this state. In 2.5 hours, we can go from the desert to a canyon to the largest stand of ponderosa pines in the nation. Also, the diverse population of the people who live here. It is why I stay here. It is why I was born here, and I've never lived anywhere else.
7. Who had the greatest influence on your political career?
The greatest influence on my political career was my son. He lives in LD5, and when he was in 6th grade, he started to talk about getting interested in politics, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, oh no, please no. But by the time he was a senior in high school, he had become a Democrat, and I was still a member of another party. And he told me, Mom, you need to come home, because we'd had many conversations about my beliefs and things I didn't like and things I wasn't hearing that were lining up with my values. And he said, Mom, you're supposed to be a Democrat. And so it was with his conversation over time that he said, you should run for school board. You're an educator. And then he said, you know what, maybe you need to do something bigger because you keep complaining about things at the county schools office, even though you were an employee there. He says, why don't you run? So my son has been my biggest influence on my political career.
What is something most people do not know about you, but should?
Many people do not know that I love heavy metal rock and roll music. In high school, I was considered to be a preppy and pretty straight-laced, and you wouldn't hear anybody like me liking Def Leppard or Van Halen or any of those types of rock bands. But I love heavy metal rock and roll, and I love all kinds of music, but heavy metal rock and roll is by far my favorite. The Cult, the 80s bands, you just name it. I love them. I even love videos.
How do you relax?
I relax by playing with horses. I used to own two Arabians, and I used to show them for nearly 10 years on the Arabian circuit here in Arizona. And my ideal vacation was, instead of sitting on a beach or going up camping, which is not a good thing for me to do anyway, I would go out and ride my horses and take care of my horses. And even though I don't have horses anymore, I plan to purchase one eventually. But that is the way I anticipate relaxing, because I always have, I can't think about anything else if I'm working with my horse, because my focus is on the animal.
Question 10. What is your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time is Purple Rain. And I am a huge Prince fan. And when he passed away, that was a sad day in my life. I actually saw that movie at least 10 times my senior year in high school. There was a choice that I usually had between going to the math class or going to see Purple Rain, and usually Purple Rain won. So that's my favorite movie.
Thank you, Laura, for joining us today. We very much appreciate your efforts and having another high-quality candidate to run for a Democratic office. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.